Hey, what's up everyone, David here. Today we have a news episode which is packed. Three small topics, but still topics that I wanted to talk about. Lots of Persona stuff actually. Today's all about Persona. Last week was all about SMT with Nocturne, the concert and all. But today's all about Persona, so should be very interesting for you guys who are very interested in Persona. Now let's start with Persona 5 Strikers. Persona 5 Strikers, as you guys know, released on Switch, PS4 and Steam. When it released on Steam, the reception was weird in a way, because certain people were having a great time with the game while others had issue with it. Lots of people were claiming that the game crashed. I have one person in mind in particular, longtime supporter of the channel, DemiCrow. I'm sure you've heard the name. He's the one who always brings up interesting questions in the podcast. Shout out to you, DemiCrow. I know he has a very good gaming PC with high specs, and he had a ton of crashing issues with Persona 5 Strikers. Now last week on Thursday, Persona 5 Strikers received a patch on Steam, and good news, it seemed to have fixed the issues. A ton of people are now saying that the game's running perfectly fine and that there's no crashes. From my understanding, the game was already running fine, but there was some crashing issues. The game would simply shut down at times, so it seems like this issue is resolved. I've seen the patch notes. Unfortunately, I don't understand anything about this. Like, it's not something that I'm good at with anything that's like patches and stuff, but I see that they added a ton of files to the settings of the game, and they also removed a ton of them. But it fixed the game. That's the most important part. So I'll link the patch notes in the description below if you're interested. But yeah, that's Chinese to me. I don't understand. But hey, Persona 5 Strikers, Steam, it runs well now. So very good, very good. Now when it comes to the next topic is very interesting to say the least. Last Friday, you might have heard of a small company, a small publisher called Epic Games. Epic Games are of course behind Fortnite. I'm not a Fortnite fan myself, but it's one of the biggest IPs in the world right now when it comes to video games. It is extremely popular. Now, Epic Games have been getting a ton of guest characters to appear in Fortnite, and some big ones at that. And last Friday, Epic Games, they sent a survey to a few of their selected fans who are either musical artists, streamers, influencers, content creators, all of that. They received a survey, and in that survey, you might be thinking, what am I talking about here? It's a Megaton channel. Why are you talking about Fortnite? Well, it's simple. In that survey, there is one particular section asking, out of the following video game characters, please select each one that you have definitely seen or heard of. And there's some interesting picks in there, but in the second section, let me list all of them and you'll see who's the intruder. And we have Scorpion from the Mortal Kombat series, Bowser from Mario Bros, Vegeta, Dragon Ball Z, Aloy, Horizon Zero Dawn, Joker, Batman, Joker, Persona 5. Yes, of course, Joker, the one who's in Persona 5, the one who's in Catherine, Sonic Forces, Tokyo Mirage Sessions, etc. He's also in that survey, so we might see a Joker in Fortnite at some point. There's been a ton of meme going around and fake images saying that Joker is coming into Fortnite, and to be honest, I could see it happening at some point. I feel like Atlas would be down to put Joker in Fortnite, of course, since Fortnite's so big, so yeah, of course. Now the reason why I think Joker is on that survey is because Persona is probably the biggest Japanese RPG in the United States at the moment, in the West at the moment. So he's an icon right now, whether you like it or not. So I think that's the reason why he's on that list. Does it mean that he's gonna get into Fortnite? Absolutely not. It's just a survey, but it still means that they're considering him to appear in Fortnite at some point. Now let's jump into the biggest topic of the day. The biggest topic is all about Microsoft and Sega and Atlas. Once again, that happened in all the Megaton news last week, but that all happened on Twitter, where there's a ton of talk about Persona 5 coming to Xbox, and more precisely to Xbox Gamepass in the near future. I'm going to explain what's the scenario and if we should take that seriously or not, and then I'm going to give my opinion on what I think when it comes to Sega and Atlas games, more precisely Persona 5 going into the Xbox ecosystem. Now, what happened is there is this one Twitter user, his name is Azador Gaiman, Dragon of Dojima, and he tweeted, I hope Xbox guys get to experience Persona series soon, hashtag Persona 5. And then the reason why people got excited is not because of this person, it's because of another person who simply replied with a smiley face. smiley face icon. But the reason why it's a big deal is this person is Jez Corden, and Jez Corden is probably one of the, if you don't know him, he's probably one of the biggest and most credible leaker when it comes to Xbox stuff. So he is on various different podcasts. He has a fantastic track record when it comes to leaks and Xbox. So smiley face, some people are speculating that it's because he knows something. He knows that Persona 5 or Persona 5 Strikers or something is going to come to Xbox in the near future. But there's a lot of people who are jumping to conclusion and saying that Persona 5 is basically confirmed to be coming on Xbox. Come on, it's a leaker. Always take him with a grain of salt, even if he's a reliable leaker. Now, when it comes to my personal opinion, if you're interested in hearing what I think about Atlas games coming to Xbox and Xbox Gamepass, I listed a couple of arguments of why I think they could absolutely put their games on Xbox, and also an argument about why I don't think it's going to be on Xbox. So, first argument of why I think it could absolutely happen is the fact that on the most recent Atlas survey that we got, you guys have seen it, I reported on it, there's a lot of questions asking about which game from Atlas or Sega you would like to see on various different systems. So there's questions like, on which system would you like to play the Persona series? And then there's like Nintendo Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, Stadia, all the systems are there. And then there's other things like the same question but with SMT, all of that. So they're asking about Xbox, so they clearly want to know if they have an audience on Xbox, but we don't know the results of those surveys, so maybe there's like 2% of Xbox players in there, so who knows. Now, my next point is the fact that Sega clearly is interested in getting Japanese games on Game Pass, and it absolutely shows. The latest additions to Xbox Game Pass included a couple of RPGs, a couple of JRPGs at that, and most importantly, the Yakuza games. All the Yakuza games are now on Xbox Game Pass. You can play them day one on Xbox, and it's absolutely free. Yakuza Like a Dragon got timed exclusivity when it comes to the next-gen version on Xbox Series S and X, and it released just a week or two ago on PS5. That never happened before. Yakuza used to be exclusive to Xbox, to Sony platforms. Sorry. Now they got a deal on Xbox. Yakuza is Sega, and the Yakuza games are all on Microsoft now. I know Sega owns Atlas, and Atlas, they do some different decisions than Sega most of the time. But I feel like this, again, Sega is probably one of the reasons why we might see some Atlas games on the platform in the near future. Now, I did talk about the latest additions to Game Pass. Well, Game Pass and Xbox in general, they've been trying to get JRPG support on their platform for a long time now. The latest additions to Xbox Game Pass included Yakuza 6, and also included Octopath Traveler, which was initially a Switch console exclusive. Now it's also on Xbox, which is very interesting. Oh, and we must not forget that if you go on the official SMT3 Nocturne HD website from Atlas right now, there is the possibility to subscribe to a newsletter for Shin Megami Tensei News, and when you do that, there is a section asking you which console you own, on which type of platform you play SMT games. And in that section, there is Steam, Switch, PlayStation, Xbox, Stadia. Xbox, once again, and that's on SMT3's website. So now, when it comes to Persona 5, more precisely, it has never been explicitly said that Persona 5 is exclusive to PlayStation. There is no contract or there is no exclusivity deal that we are aware of when it comes to Persona 5. My bet is that there is an exclusivity deal, but a timed exclusivity deal. That's my bet when it comes to Persona 5 and PlayStation. But we have to wait and see. There's been no official confirmation. There's even some Atlas PR people who have said in the future that we should port back for Persona on different systems, such as the Switch, for example. So I definitely wouldn't use exclusivity as an argument. Now, the one reason why people would say no, there's no way that Persona is coming to Xbox is very, very, very simple. It is only the fact that Xbox is a massive flop in Japan. The Xbox 360, the Xbox One, and now the Xbox series of system, they're all massive flops in Japan. Massive flops, like real bad. The Xbox Ones, they were being sold as 4K DVD players in Japan, so yeah, they're very, very bad, and the Xbox series systems are absolutely not up to a great start when it comes to Japan. So Yeah, will Atlas and Sega games come to Xbox in the future, more precisely Persona 5? I think so. Is this leak the reason why I think so? No, absolutely not. If it comes to Xbox before Switch though, I'm gonna say that's very surprising considering the sales numbers of the Switch in Japan, but I'm absolutely not going to put bag or anything of that nature. If it comes, great, and if it doesn't, well, it's okay. I can play the game elsewhere, but I feel like those games are great, so the more people that can play them, the better. So that's it for this small news episode, guys. 3 topics today. Persona 5 Strikers got patched. Joker might be heading into Fortnite soon, who knows? And of course, Persona 5 and Atlas games, are they coming to Xbox or Microsoft platforms in the future? I think that could absolutely happen. Now we have 3 interesting topics, so please drop a comment below and let me know what are you guys' thoughts when it comes to those topics. Will Joker head into Fortnite? Will we get Atlas games on Steam? And have you tried Persona 5 Strikers now that it's patched? I am very curious to hear your guys' opinions, and as always, if you want to stay up to date on anything Persona, Shin Megami Tensei, and Atlas, you're at the right place. Consider subscribing. Don't forget to ring the little bell icon, and if you liked the video, as always, a thumbs up helps a ton. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for your support, and we will see you guys next time. Bye bye.